Well, Melissa, Eric, Sam and Courtney, welcome to the house. And congratulations last night on a great concert in Melbourne. I loved it. You didn't like it that much?
You missed the after-show extravaganza of Courtney getting on those chartered buses and apologizing to the kids for being bad.
There was chartered buses and I got on and I said, I'm really, really sorry, and whoever wants their money back can have it. And nobody wanted it, but one guy did, and she was on the bus with me. She goes, oh, you're a Korn fan or a Manson fan? He's like, no, I've been to see you 4 times, and you really did suck tonight. So
oh, really?
Like, here's your $20.
Well, see, I unfortunately didn't have the chance to see Sydney and the Gold Coast. And
it wasn't actually, I know sometimes we missed it here and there, and it's been our fault, but last night was actually the technical incompetence of another person.
Right. Well, I didn't notice it where I was sitting.
Okay, good.
I could see it. There was
I lost my mojo. I lost my mojo because it was so awful. I couldn't even sleep. Thanks, Mom.
Well, on behalf of the fans from the Gold Coast and Sydney, congratulations, good show. I liked the show last night.
Thank you.
But the album I love so much is Celebrity Skin, and I congratulate you all on this. A very satisfying album for you all?
Yes,
yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's really...
I mean, I know you're very bored with the question, why did it take 4 years in the making? Is it true, though, that there was another album that was done and you decided to, like, well, there was tracks done and you decided
No, we
to
just
scrap?
have written songs, but they just weren't very good.
Yeah?
So we kept writing and writing, not writing well, trying different parts of America to write in, like New Orleans, like New York. Where else?
New Orleans and
Memphis.
Memphis.
So it really wasn't 4 years in the making. That is
No,
a definite
it's not true.
misconception.
It took about. It took how long to make?
2 years in total. Just
Well, in writing.
A year to write.
Yeah, a year to write, a year to record
Of
it.
luxury, and then like 9 months to record it, 8 months.
Well, basically being the third album...
Which is a lot to record a record.
Yeah, it is.
That's a long time.
But basically being the third album and having success previously with the first two as it gradually grew, this album I think is quite in part a masterpiece. What was you wanting? What was your aim for this album?
Well, I really wanted to write a real record, a classic record. I felt like that people of my generation, from where we come from, whether it's grunge or jangle pop or riot girl or punk rock, I just hadn't seen enough ambition to put forth something into the canon of popular music. And since it was a really organic thing, because we really do love hooks and we really do love the pop side of things as well as the other side of things, we thought, wow, you know, if ABBA had intellectuals in it, it'd be a perfect band. So it's sort of the idea that, you know, there's really nothing wrong with hooks. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, a lot of people, certainly in my generation, in my country, have issues with, like, the idea of selling out. But to me, selling out means that everybody bought a ticket, which is a really good thing. So, I mean, we really just wanted to write a great record that would last and not just be a piece, you know, for this time.
But even like the production on it, although you've used the producer before, but the production on this, the sounds, the guitars, the whole thing like that. I mean, it's a very clever record. It's
a lot of
something
thought
new that I
went
don't
into
think
it.
we're expecting Hole to come out with.
A lot of thought went into it. Well, I mean, we've always given clues along the way that we have knowledge and intellect about music. I mean, we all have very specific tastes. Now we have a new drummer with, you know, an entirely new set of taste as well, which is really interesting. So we all have incredibly specific stuff that's in our record collections that we love. And, you know, basically I was just in the back going, pop, pop, keep it pop, in as much as we could do that. You know what I mean? And then, but what we do, like, live is take that pop and remember that Led Zeppelin was pop too. And so the gods of Led Zeppelin are watching. If you're going to be a live band worth your salt, you have to pay attention to Led Zeppelin because they're watching you.
Now you brought Billy Corgan into it for about not even 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was about 12 days he
Yeah.
came in, but he was he was incredibly important to the process.
Right. What of redefining songs, giving
Refining, actually, refining, and mostly he worked with me on my phrasing because I was sort of stuck in this almost Iggy Pop rock singer rut. I would listen to Sinatra. I was like, I have to break the barrier between rock singer and being able to be a good phraser, and and that's where you take your breath. Where do you
Sure.
punctuate this in? Where do you punctuate that in? And that's not in my vocal background. So I really needed to deconstruct and to learn. And he's really brilliant at that, at phrasing. And he was also good at helping refine some pieces of the songs and helping contributed to some writing.
What about the guitar side? I mean, like, even the guitar, the magazine gave this, like, if there's the 5 fingers up, they gave it the 5 fingers up. That must have been pleasing.
Yeah, we, as musicians and songwriters, worked harder than any of us had ever. We wanted to reach to the height of our craftswomanship, and I think we were really successful at that in terms of it being quality work. We worked till we were bleeding and sweating.
And we wanted to see that. We wanted to see that in our generation. We wanted to do that. We didn't have a lot of role models for that. Lied said to a lot. Punk rock and grunge, just like throw it against the wall
Sure.
and make it primitive, and that's wonderful, but also it was time to grow up and time to make a record like this.
I mean, are there songs that didn't make the album that were recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one there's Eric and Billy wrote the music to Celebrity Skin, and we all sort of wrote on the bridge, but it's mostly Eric's bridge, which is pretty. And it was like that kind of like boy rock ding ding ding. I was just like, when they were writing it, it took them 10 minutes to write it. I was just like, this is hell. I'm going to put cuss words all over this song so it doesn't get on the radio. I just know it's going to be a hit and I'm going to be haunted by it. But I like it now. But I didn't like it for a minute, and then I started to like it. Well, there's another song that's a lot like that. The it was just these boys,